crazy if you don't think Tommy Fury's a
I don't
boxer.
think...
Look at that uppercut. Shut the fuck up, dude.
No.
Shut the fuck up. Watch this.
Find the Tommy Fury. Find the Tommy Fury fight on the Jake Paul card.
Shut the fuck
this
up.
This guy cannot.
Please shut the fuck up and watch this. Watch what he's doing. This motherfucker is 100% a boxer.
Can you find me the record of Bogianski's?
This. Stop. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this. Look at this.
What is that?
This guy's a fucking boxer, man.
That doesn't prove anything. Find me the record of Bogianski.
Just look at this. Just look at what he's doing. I don't give a shit. Look at the way he's delivering these combinations. He's 100% a boxer.
No.
Dude, you're high. You're fucking high. Look at that right hand. Dude, look at this fucking punching ability. Tommy Fury is 100% a legit boxer. You're out of your mind if you don't. Look at this.
Look at
that right hand.
That was in slow motion.
No, it's not in slow motion.
I think you slowed that down.
No,
I didn't do anything, but this is a highlight reel.
This is a highlight reel. But look at his highlight reel. Look at his highlight reel. He is 100% a legitimate professional boxer. If you don't think so, you're just being a hater.
No, I'm not a hater.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Why would I hate Tommy Fury?
He might not. He's not Dimitri Bivol. He's not Canelo Alvarez. But he is 100% a real boxer.
I'd like to get the combined records of everybody Tommy Fury has fight. I would guess there's not more than 2 wins on there.
But no, there is for sure. But do you know that that's also the case with a lot of undefeated fighters as they're making their way up? Because what happens is fighters are very clever. Their managers are very clever. They match them up with people that's going to give them a good record. Because in boxing, if you're going to be challenging Canelo Alvarez or whatever, they want to see 16-0. They want to see someone who's like an undefeated fighter or like 16-1.
The last guy he fought was 11-2.
Yeah, I mean that's a good fighter.
I feel it.
Dude, you're out of your mind.
I don't think so.
Play that highlight reel again. I just want you to look at this. I want you to look at this objectively. If you look at this objectively and you look at the way he's knocking guys out and landing punches.
Fury is not a real boxer.
Of course he's a real boxer.
No chance.
He's a professional boxer. Is he a world champion? No. But maybe he is. Is he?
No.
What is he?
Is Tommy Fury really a boxer, or just Tyson Fury's little brother cashing in on the family name? That's the question that's been dividing fans, fighters, and even casual viewers who only know him from Love Island. Some say he's a legit professional with real skills. Others claim he's nothing more than a reality TV personality in gloves. And then Jake Paul got involved, turning the debate into one of the internet's most heated arguments. But here's the shocking truth most people miss about Tommy Fury's rise.
Watched the Paul Fury fight yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I thought it was a very good fight.
Yeah.
And it confirmed 2 things that I've been saying for a long time. One, Jake Paul is 100% legit. People that think he's not legit, he's conning you. He's conning you with his antics. He's conning you with his online persona and the shit talking and the marketing. But if you didn't have any of that, and me as an analyst, that's one of my jobs. I analyze mixed martial arts. I'm not a boxing analyst, but I understand it.
Right.
When I watch him move around, it's 100% legit. When I saw him knock out Tyron Woodley, I'm like, that is a fucking dangerous man.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I was watching illegally on a phone.
Why don't you pay for it, you fucking piece of shit?
I didn't know. Because I ran out of money. I bought too many glasses. I spent it all on the watch.
When you hear the name Fury, you think of Tyson, the undefeated heavyweight champion, the Gypsy King himself. But Tommy, his path looked very different. From the beginning, it was clear that without the Fury last name, he wouldn't have gotten the spotlight so quickly. He had the looks, the build, and the charm. But boxing, that was always under question. Still, carrying the Fury name meant expectations. The boxing world wanted to see if Tyson's younger brother had the same bloodline talent. The problem, Tommy stepped into the spotlight through Love Island, not through the amateur ranks of grueling boxing gyms. But the moment Tommy stepped into a professional ring, everything changed. Tommy turned pro in 2018, and like many up-and-coming fighters, his early opponents weren't exactly world-class. His debut was against Yevgenis Andreevs, a Latvian journeyman with over 100 career losses. Tommy won by points, but critics were quick to point out that his first 5 fights were against men with losing records. In fact, if you add up the records of his first handful of opponents, the combined wins barely scratched double digits. That's not unusual in boxing. Managers often feed young prospects easy fights to build confidence and an undefeated record. But because Tommy was already in the public eye, every mismatch was magnified. Fans accused him of padding his record, calling him a fake boxer. Supporters argued differently. They said every fighter starts this way. Even champions like Canelo Alvarez or Anthony Joshua once fought low-level competition early in their careers. But in Tommy's case, the spotlight was brighter and the criticism louder. But highlight reels don't lie, or do they? If you look at Tommy Fury's highlight reel, you'll see exactly why some fans defend him. His combinations are clean, his uppercuts land with force, and his body-to-head transitions look sharp. To the casual eye, he looks every bit like a polished boxer, but detractors weren't impressed. They claimed it was smoke and mirrors, flashy moves against underwhelming opponents. On social media, debates raged. Was Tommy showing real skill or just looking good against guys who weren't dangerous? Clips of his knockouts circulated online, but critics argued, show me one highlight where he's fighting someone elite, and that's when one fight completely flipped the narrative. In August 2021, Tommy Fury fought on the undercard of Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. It was the perfect chance to impress a massive global audience, but instead, the performance backfired. Tommy went up against Anthony Taylor, a former MMA fighter turned boxer with a record that didn't scream danger. Fans expected an easy win, maybe even a knockout, but instead, Tommy looked flat. He couldn't find his rhythm, struggled to land clean shots, and went the distance in a fight many called embarrassing. Commentators and fans tore him apart online. One person tweeted, "That was the worst fight of the night, and it was supposed to be a showcase." Others piled on, calling him overrated and overhyped. That night, Jake Paul took note, and Jake Paul wasted no time turning Tommy into his next target. Jake Paul, the YouTuber turned fighter, smelled opportunity. He saw a storyline: the fake boxer versus the internet's most controversial celebrity fighter. Immediately, Jake began calling Tommy out, branding him a reality star who didn't belong in the ring. Tommy's camp responded, and talks of a fight quickly went viral. But then came the setbacks. Tommy pulled out of the fight twice, once due to injury and another time due to visa issues. Each cancellation fueled new conspiracy theories. Some believed he was ducking Jake out of fear. Others thought his team was protecting him from what could be a humiliating loss. The narrative built more hype than either fighter's actual boxing resume. The internet buzzed. Is Tommy Fury scared of Jake Paul? But when they finally met in the ring, the internet lost its mind. Finally, in February 2023, Tommy Fury and Jake Paul stepped into the ring. It wasn't just a fight, it was years of trash talk, pullouts, and debates boiling over into one night. From the opening bell, Tommy tried to prove he was the real boxer. He pumped his jab, noved with confidence, and threw quick combinations. Jake, on the other hand, relied on his heavy right hand and relentless pressure. The fight was competitive. Jake scored a knockdown late, but Tommy controlled more of the rounds with cleaner boxing. When the final bell rang, the decision went to Tommy Fury by split decision. The internet exploded. Tommy's fans claimed victory. See, he's a real boxer. But Jake Paul's supporters argued the opposite. If Tommy's legit, why did he barely scrape by against a YouTuber? In the end, the result didn't silence critics. If anything, it made the debate even louder. But here's the part no one can agree on. Is Tommy actually a fighter or just a celebrity? The truth about Tommy Fury is complicated. On one hand, he's undefeated. On the other, his opponents' resumes aren't impressive. On one hand, he has the Fury name. On the other, he'll always be seen as Tyson's brother. And then there's Love Island. His stint on the reality show brought him fame, money, and an entirely different fan base. But it also painted him as a celebrity first, fighter second. Hardcore boxing fans saw it as proof he wasn't dedicated, that he cared more about Instagram followers than championship belts. Supporters push back, pointing out that Tommy trains hard, takes fights seriously, and continues to build his career. But no matter how many wins he racks up, there's always a question hanging over his head. Is he chasing boxing glory, or just a brand built on his looks and family name? And that's when the story takes an unexpected turn. For Tommy Fury, the future is wide open. He could continue fighting mid-tier opponents and making big paydays off his name alone, or he could take a risk and step into the ring with real contenders, proving once and for all whether he belongs among boxing's elite. A rematch with Jake Paul seems almost inevitable, but beyond Jake, bigger names loom. If Tommy truly dedicates himself, he has the athleticism and the resources to go further. But if he keeps chasing reality TV fame, brand deals, and exhibition fights, he risks being remembered as nothing more than Tyson's little brother. At the end of the day, Tommy Fury's legacy is still unwritten. Some see him as a fraud. Others see him as a young fighter still learning. What's undeniable is that Tommy has become one of boxing's most polarizing figures. He's either one fight away from proving everyone wrong, or one loss away from being exposed forever. So here's the real question. Do you think Tommy Fury is a real boxer or just a reality star with gloves?